Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you, Sister Yatira here, the First Lady of Farm Money Network, with a stream that has been on my mind since yesterday. And I'm so excited to talk about this because, as you all know, this is all we do. We have conversations that should provoke thought and should cause us to dialogue in these different things that will cause us to change maybe how we have been thinking about things or open our minds and our eyes and our hearts and our ears to new realities. So before we dive deep into the conversation, I would ask of you take the time to share this out with a fellow entrepreneur, a fellow employee, a fellow human being who you think could benefit from a conversation like this. It's not always about talking about things that we know, well, everybody's going to agree with this. Let's talk about it. No, I think it's equally as important to talk about things that maybe other people are not so easily or readily to maybe agree to or see eye to eye. Because if we do have opposing views or different views, wa alaikum salam, brother KD. Thank you for being on here with us today. Um, but yes, it's sometimes it can be those opposing views if we do have different opinions of things that via the conversation, via the different perspectives, via the different views that we could come together. And then once we come together, we'll be stronger. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So again, I'm so excited to be here on this very important conversation because in Fart Money Network, we don't just talk about frivolous things and just talk about the latest gossip and just celebrity news. And no, whatever is coming from this platform, it is for a specific aim and a specific purpose. And as you all know, it is our time, and therefore these kinds of conversations to help us move away from that slave mentality that has just been nicely coined now as employees. But is that really the way that we are supposed to be functioning on a day-to-day life? Is that what life is all about? Setting our alarm clocks to get up to go to work for the vision of somebody else? I ask you the question, but these are all things that will be for your own perspective. But again, we encourage the dialogue here, right? So let's ask the question. Let us ask the question. Let us answer the question. Can anyone be an entrepreneur? I would like for you all to voice your opinions about the subject. Can anyone be an entrepreneur? Now, of course, there's going to be different scenarios where I've seen it all on social media. We've seen it all. This is not a brand new topic. We have specifically spoken on this before, but it came back yesterday after listening to Crypto Mornings done by my husband, Mr. Fard Makti. Were you all on for Crypto Mornings yesterday? Matter of fact, if you are not already, do yourself a service, an act of self love, and subscribe to Fart Money's YouTube channel. Like our Facebook page, because this is information, as I shared with our team on our team huddle on Friday, I believe. Yes, that sometimes it's information that we maybe are not comfortable with or not used to having, not used to talking about. Um, and so we kind of shy away from this kind of information. We shy away from things that I'm not really interested in business and entrepreneurship. I'm not interested in global economies and finances. That's not, I didn't go to school for that. I went to school for fine arts or sociology or psychology. Yeah, but this is relevant to you and I. So sometimes, even if a subject matter doesn't seem to be for us, it is for us. And so, subscribe and like the channels that are going to bring you the information that you wouldn't be out there looking for on your own, but we're bringing it to you and we're offering you a new mind into how we can look at these different things. Because if we do embrace a new reality, then a new reality we shall have. All right. So what else inspired this? Let me go to the comments. Let me see if y'all letting me know. Let me know. Greetings, sis Rebecca. How are you? We see that the folks was in here today. Oh, he said, I'm here for the dropping of jewels. What an honor. Thank you, beloved. Well, whatever God puts on our heart to say, that's what we intend to get over to the people Rebecca, thank you so much for being on here. Linda Kelly, Hampton, Virginia. How you doing, beloved? Thank you for being on here. We love you. Only if they believe they can. Okay, here we get into the answers. That's what I want to get into. All right, so the question again is, can anyone be an entrepreneur? And the first answer of the day that we have here is only if they believe they can, by Brother KD. Some people don't have the mindset. See, that's key, y'all. And that's exactly where we're going, Brother KD. That's exactly where we are going. It's about that mindset. Okay, Rebecca, entrepreneurship is definitely a new mind. Woohoo! Okay, so we got some heavy hitters on here, right? We definitely got some heavy hitters on here with the answers already. Sister Rebecca also said, in my opinion, it's getting over the slave mentality that has been such a setback, that has been set for such a long time. Woo! Okay, all right now. So we're gonna have to start planning these where I can bring some of y'all up on here with me, because that's the power of the dialogue. See, that didn't come from me first. She said it. I just hadn't seen the comment yet. But did you see both of our, so two people in our audience right now have already addressed it, and both of them dealt with specifically the mindset. Isn't that something? Isn't it something that we do have to put on a new mind in this time? Wow, we're going to get into this. This is so good. So as I was saying, what also inspired this conversation was the stream Crypto Mornings that my husband did yesterday. And he was talking about Berkshire Hathaway, what's that? Mr. Warren Buffett's, right? His portfolio and how Bitcoin is still outperforming Warren Buffett's portfolio, right? And along with this book that I have been reading by Dr. Boyce Watkins, when I tell you this book right here, I'm doing some free marketing right here. This is free marketing. Boyce ain't got to pay me, because this is a jewel for our community. It is called 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power by Dr. Boyce Watkins. This right here. Now, the thing about this is, my husband and I, we had already been applying these principles, which is why I made a post a few days ago. 5 years ago, I was a single mother with two children, my daughter and my nephew. I was on food stamps. Okay. I had just gotten into my own apartment after being homeless. Okay. So that was before that 5-year mark. But I was in my own place, working my full-time job, dropping off children to the daycare. Okay. I'm just trying to show y'all I understand the struggle. I was there. I speak strong because of my conviction in how changing your mind is the path and the key and the way to change your life. That is it. So that was 5 years ago. And I was sharing with you all on that post that 5 years later, that was 2018. So here in 2023, no longer on food stamps. I don't need Uncle Sam to cut me a check. Thank you for your help, though. I appreciate it. You know, it was nice when I needed it. I don't need it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that was part of the mindset. I was okay with getting on it because I needed the help. I needed to get back on my own 2 feet. I was okay. But I didn't want to stay there. And I didn't even want to condition my mind to saying, oh, get used to this. I didn't want to get used to it. We dealing with mindset. Remember, this some good stuff you all said. Let me see what Rebecca said, because she got some stuff. She dropping some more stuff. We as a people need a constant reminder and support to cross over. Girl, if you don't inbox me your number right now, why I don't have you in my phone contacts? Girl, let me just put some notes down. Let me make sure that when this is over, you and I connect. See, it's about connecting with the like minds. We don't have time to just parlay with people who are of a different mindset. It's okay to deliver the message to them, but I can't parlay and hang out. You know, you got to connect with the like minds, because since you just lit my fire, I thought I was already lit. I thought I was already ready, but I'm seeing this kind of stuff right here. Man, that's what it's about. We as a people need a constant reminder and support to cross over. Wow, that's beautiful, sis. That is absolutely beautiful. So in this day and time, books like this, as I was saying, we was already applying it. But when I read it, I said, oh my God, he didn't put it in a form where you can't argue this stuff. He gives you the right now to do's, like what you can do in terms of, y'all got to get this book. Buy Black whenever possible. Buying Black is key to our survival. And he goes deeper than just, than just saying, oh, I'm gonna spend $100 with this Black business and go on about my way. I'm gonna go and spend $100 over here. No, he goes into other aspects of that and the mindset that goes along with buying Black. This is the kind of book that would help us all to understand how we must become producers. See, a lot of the argument that I have seen in the past about everybody being an employee or how everybody can't be an entrepreneur is dealing with the mindset, but it's more of the consumable mindset that, oh, somebody has to do this and somebody has to do that task and somebody has to do this task. Well, we're moving forward into a world where a lot of AI, a lot of technology can cover a lot of this basic stuff. You're going to have technology and we're going to develop a better way to take out the trash. You see what I'm saying? If God, who is the master economist, has a way where when roadkill is on your street, you drive by a few more times, it's gone. But there's not an angel of garbage. No, he has factored in everything, that everything handles and takes care of itself. So when we open our minds and see a new reality that, well, maybe we don't need to have bank tellers. Yeah, new millennium bankers. You already know. We moving funds over here over the blockchain, and I don't gotta call nobody. You guys open today? Yeah, I need to move it from my checking to my savings. I need to come in and get a check. I need to do. No, I don't need a third party to get from you to where I need to send to. We don't need third parties no more. We're creating systems and technology, and this innovation is here to advance us so that we don't need to do the things that have kept us in this confinement, enslavement, employee, keep the lid on. We're done. But as my sister said, let me go back to that comment right there. As she said, we need constant reminders about this and support to cross over. So that's where you're going to get that with Fart Money Network. This is our sole purpose, to offer that education to help us. But we're not just providing you education. We're encouraging you to join and unite with us. We don't think that it's just going to be the two of us, my husband and I, and we're just going to be the ones. No, we got some heavy hitters on the team inside of the network, inside of our global network. We got the young brothers, Brother Kadar and Brother Jahan out of New York. We got family in Canada, by way of the islands. We got brothers and sisters in the UK. We have a global network of people that can talk to you about this science and how folks is doing things to get themselves off the job. So, can anyone be an entrepreneur? Emphatically, yes. Is it going to take work? Yes. Is it going to be a shift of the mind, of the mindsets that we have been set in? Yes, absolutely. But if some light switches come on and light can suddenly enter the minds and we can see a new reality, then absolutely we can start moving and functioning as the producers, as the rulers that we are, right? Man, this is heavy. So I had looked by definition, and there was let me pause for a moment, because there was another post that I had made yesterday, and somebody commented on the post about what does entrepreneur mean, right? And that's kind of the other aspect of what sparked this live stream, because now I want to share my page with you all, because I want to pull this up on the screen, because it's about unity, and I'm not opposed to opposing views, and I think that by having conversations, let me see if I'm able to do this, because I really want to share this. There we go, Facebook. All right, let's pull this bad boy up. Y'all can see this, right? I think so. So we're gonna go. I see you, brother Kadar. No offense, but medical certificate is way better than 401ks. You ain't lying when you say that. You absolutely right, bro. So let's come over here to my page and let's go down to the comment I made about entrepreneurship. Hey T, how you doing, sis? Okay, let's find it. Let's find it. Let's find it. Because this, like I said, this was the other thing I said. Well, well, definitions that matters. Entrepreneurship, these kinds of things matters. Let me find it, y'all. Okay, here it is. I said anyone can be an entrepreneur. You were not born an employee. And I had a comment on here. Brother said, well, entrepreneur means to swim out and conquer. It's exploitation. It's something from colonizer culture, and oppressed people are emulating it. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, this is what I responded. I said, peace, brother. Well, yes, the colonizer or former slave masters exploit others for their own gain at the detriment of others. However, brother, to swim out and conquer is not necessarily a bad thing. We can conquer the obstacles that have been laid to slow us down or stop us or keep us down altogether. We can unite and conquer the condition that our people are in. We can conquer self-hatred and produce love and unity between our families and people. We should swim out from under our oppressors and conquer in the name of God, righteousness, and unity. Did I say anything wrong? Where is the lie? So in that, going into the mindset and how see something, technology, words, tools, everything can be used for good or bad, right? So it's not about the word entrepreneur. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care. It's not about, it's the principle and the concept that we're dealing with here as an entrepreneur, as a businessman and a businesswoman, that your daily activity is busyness, life work, connecting people, solving problems, using systems. This is the science of business. That's it. But being an employee, where you are just answering the call to your employer, whose vision is to provide for his own family and for his own legacy, and you are not inside of his vision, yet you give your time to his vision. See, we don't care about the names, right? But as an entrepreneur mindset, that's what our beloved brother KD and our sister Rebecca has touched on right here. It's about the mindset. And that's what we are speaking to. So can anyone change their mind? Absolutely. Anyone can change their mind and say, I'm no longer going to allow the shackles that have been put on my mind to force me to move within their box. There are people right now that are just contained because of money. Oh, if I had $1 million, that's why we got these posts right now. You can go probably search one. What would you do if you got, came into $1 million today? What you going to, I would do this. I would live the life that I've always dreamed of. I would have this. I would have that. I would save the world. I would stop hunger. I would feed people. I would clothe people. But because you're at the job, you're doing none of these things. Or because you're at the job, you do a little bit of it. Because you're at the job and because you don't have any money, you can't do it to the fullness of your being or what you have in your mind or in your dreams. You wake up to this cold reality that I got to work for Bob the Builder because you are not a builder, right? See, I want to help us put a new vision in our mind, right? Don't scripture talk about the new coming, how all things will be made new and no eye has seen? Right. Well, that was talking about the time when the light of truth was not present in the world. But now that light of truth is present in the world, and now that we know these things at the touch of our fingertips, with our devices, with technology, right? At the touch of our fingertips, we can gain access to news, to information, to truth, to the revealed word of God. We can now know. And so now that this vision and this light can enter our minds now we should be able to see a whole new reality. We should be able to see now the new reality. And if we can see the new reality, then we can live in that new reality at once. It's no longer, oh, justice is going to come. March on for justice. No, stop marching for justice. Get up and do justice to yourselves and to your fellow man and to your family. By uniting, pooling our resources, changing your mindset, and doing what needs to be done. It is really that simple. I promise you, it's that simple. That doesn't mean that it's not going to take time. Simple doesn't mean that there's not going to be obstacles or things that we have to adjust, but to do it is just to do it. You just make up your mind. How many of you are watching this and you still work a job and you don't have an exit strategy? How many of you? You don't have to tell me, but while you're watching it, just raise your hand to yourself. Yeah, I do work. And I some people don't want to be free. And again, I have to just say that because I can't, then maybe the message is not for you. If that's how you want to die, if you want to die a slave, die on somebody's job, then this message, just pass this on to that crazy black sheep in your family who always talking about being free and having more money and doing more. Pass this, just copy the link, share that button, and send it to them. Okay? So that we can connect. And by so doing, that would probably trickle down to where that person may provide a way for you to become free, even though you're not saying that you want it. All right? Enough of that. So it's really simple for us to do these things, but it's just about us coming together and doing them. So if you do have a job, though, back to that person, and you want to get off, and you don't have an escape route, you don't have that exodus strategy. Well, hello, we're here. That's why we are here connecting with you, because it's only about taking those steps to get there. Everybody does. No, you do not necessarily have to start a self-employed type of business in order to get away from the job. No, you have to understand how money works. You have to understand how this system has been set up, because you going to work, you only position yourself for one check or two checks or three checks away from poverty. Well, I'm not even gonna say poverty. Most of us are in poverty, even with our good jobs, because you don't have anything in saving that's growing, that's working for you, that as the dollar is going down, that your saving is growing up. No, most people who have anything in saving, the average American only has $500 in savings, according to an article that we found online. Most Americans don't have nothing significant in savings. But even if you do have whatever that number is, it's going down in value because the dollar is being printed every day. But we don't understand that. So we might see that in the news, the dollar's being printed every day. Okay. I don't really understand. I'm not comprehending what that means. And I don't see how that's relevant to me. I don't see how that affects me. So we keep doing the same thing, looking for different results. Well, this paycheck, I'm saving $100. I'm saving $250. I'm saving $1,000. But the dollar is still going down. So you're paying your rent, the cost of water and milk and butter and eggs is going up. You seen all them egg memes about the cost of eggs? Eggs. You see what I'm saying? This is inflation. This is the dollar being printed. And this is your currency trying to soak up with the fact that the dollar is being printed every day, and that directly affects you and I. So we don't know how to properly save. Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers. And he says, buy gold, right? He says, buy Bitcoin. He specifically likes Bitcoin. Get inside of the blockchain and understand these things with people who are there. We're living proof of this stuff, right? We are living proof of this stuff. Some of y'all have seen me, I got family and friends that watch me online that know me personally. Y'all done seen where I came from? I remember catching the bus for the first time like 8 years ago. I was in a whole different world place, and I had to start there. I remember getting on the bus. I remember I didn't have a car, I didn't have a job. I had a 2-month-old baby. Man, the struggle was real. The struggle is real. But I was so open and willing to a new way of doing things. I'm like, I don't want to be away from my child, Lord. I don't want to have to drop her off somewhere. I mean, just look at the cycle. Y'all, if y'all look at all these little cycles that they have us in, the cycle perpetuates the slave mentality. So look at it. Now I have a child and I want to be with my child. But in order for me to be safely and comfortably with my child, I have to have a home and I have to be able to put food on the table. So in order for me to do that, I need some money. But I went to school for 18 years, 15 years, right? However many years. And I didn't know about money. Well, what the hell did I just go to school for? I was being conditioned how to be employee tip-top shape, to be a good employee. When that bell rings, you be in here on time. When that bell rings, you go hurry up, run to the bathroom, get you some food. And when that bell rings, you better be back on here on time. Don't look at your classwork's homework. Don't collaborate and help each other understand and grow. No, you do your stuff and you stay away from other people. You only fraternize in between classes or after school hours. No talking in class. This is not the breeding ground for leaders who are curious, who are learning how to collaborate with others. And that's why on that post I said, you weren't born an employee, because some people will say, well, entrepreneurship, like I said, it's not for everybody. No, you weren't born an employee. Employee is not for everybody. What are you talking about? You were conditioned to be an employee. That's why many people are employees, because they were conditioned to be that. The entrepreneurs are looked at as the crazy people in the family. Oh, you always talking about this idea and how you're going to make millions of dollars for going after this and helping so many people, blah, 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 blah. Because so many people the norm is employeeism. That's why. Because you was conditioned for that. The people have been conditioned for that. You're not being conditioned to be a thinker. You're not being conditioned to be an entrepreneur. You're not being conditioned to be a producer. You're being conditioned to be a consuming, buying slave. Employee. Sorry. Okay? That's what this is about. So I did see that we had some comments on here, and I wanted to come over here and look. Okay, so Sister Rebecca, you familiar with this book, Watkins and what Dr. Claude Anderson has been saying for years? Absolutely. That she's referring y'all to this book. Get you one. We should start a book club with this, man. Because it's like when you read this here book, when you read it, let me see. If we knew that we are enslaved mentally, we would see the value of being in control of your own money. Come on, somebody. Where's Sherry Brown? Exactly. Come on, Linda Kelly. Thank you. Thank you for that. If we knew, that's why that saying is, if you know better, you do better. The proof is in the pudding. And I think that helps my point, sis, to this book, because when he says certain things, I wish I could, I just can't even highlight everything. It's so good. The way that he words these things and the pictures that come up in your mind as he's explaining it is, you can't argue with this. So then it's like, oh, we should be doing these things. And then to put this in the face of the family, you can easily separate the wheat from the tare. One thing, let me see, is this one. He said, one thing I've observed is a substantial rise in what I refer to as Black economic consciousness. Consciousness of any type is defined as the state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings. Another way to describe consciousness is being woke. The term woke is used a lot, isn't it? But most people who use it are actually asleep. Being woke means being aware of what's happening, seeing where the problems are, and consciously coming to conclusions regarding the necessary steps to make the situation better. We must ensure that all of us are economically woke. Boy, I tell you, we're going to have to do a separate stream just on a page of one aspect of this, because this thing right here, Let me put it down. Let me put it down because I'm going to get too excited. We're not going to be on here too long. But this is the whole thing. The awareness. That's what conversation helps us to do. The awareness helps us to talk about it, to now ponder upon these things, to now think about these things. Who doesn't want to be in control of their own money? In order for you to get more money, most of us have to give more time to the employer. But back to that cycle. Thanks, Sister Linda Kelly. So back to that cycle. I want to be with my child. And by being with her, I have to provide for her. But in order to be with her and provide for her, I have to go to work. Because I need money. That's really what I need is money. Right? I need the currency so I can take care of what I need to take care of. But I don't know how to get it. My God. I don't know how to get money. The only way that I have been taught to get money is to go get a job. So can anyone be an entrepreneur? Absolutely. Change your mindset. Absolutely. Because then these are the things that people say why everybody can't be an entrepreneur is usually excuses. Oh, well, everybody is not going to work as hard. Why? Why? Because you weren't raised to work so hard? Because you were raised what? Like, why? That doesn't make sense. That's not a reason. That's an excuse. Well, something is wrong if we have a life, we're born, we have to breathe for ourselves, right? You weren't born and you had to go and in order to start breathing, you need somebody to do it for you or something. You see, you came and you have to do things to live your life for you to be alive. Hey, I'm looking for somebody to breathe for me. I'm looking for somebody to beat my heart. I'm looking for somebody to pump my blood. No, you come in here and the body that God gave you is self-sufficient. Right? So now you talking about coming around to live, to make some money, and you looking outward instead of looking what you can do to bring resources to you. People like to get, I'll tell you, we like to get all kind of conscious with certain stuff. Money is just energy. We don't need it. Okay, fine. But you made it on Facebook. You made that post about money not being it. But how'd you get the phone? No, I just consciously willed it. No, you paid for it. Somebody gave it to you. Fine. It still costs money to make it. And whoever got it paid for it. Money was involved with you having that phone. Okay? So, it's not with the technology. We're trying to like get away from the fact that money is needed. No, you need it. It's you use it. Okay? And so I got to go to work because I don't know any other way to make money so I can be with my daughter. So now we're separated and now I have to put her in daycare. And now I'm unhappy at work. And now I'm thinking about my 3-month-old, my 4-month-old, my 1-year-old, my 2-year-old, my children, who's in the hands of somebody else for hours at a time, who's not going to care for them the way that I will. Y'all see what I'm saying? So they got this thing all upside down, inside out, backwards, messed up, jacked up. But unless we can see a new vision, unless we can see a new reality, we're going to continue that cycle. We have to see it differently in order to live it differently. Y'all with me with that? Let me see. She said, Brother Robin and Brother Jason connected me with you. Oh, wonderful, Sister Rebecca. Thank you, brothers. That's a real one y'all brought to the team. Thank you. And then she said the movie The Wizard of Oz is the example of slavery. It's based on us on this mindset. On just this mindset. Awesome. I have, I told somebody the other day, I ain't never seen Oz. I guess I need to see it. Oh, The Wizard of Oz, though, not Oz. The Wizard of Oz. I have seen it. It's been a long time, so I'm maybe to revisit it. Cuts by KD. Brother KD said, when your mind changes, you can't hang around people who participate in foolishness. I need iron sharpeners around me. Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Mind expanded can no longer contract. Ooh. Sis said, we've been duped into believing that God is coming to our rescue in a fantasy Dreamer fashion. Ooh, y'all y'all the heavy hitters. Come on now. Okay. This is furthest from the truth. God is showing us the same ancient system in this time digitally. It's a science of mathematics. Boy, I tell you, sis, we're gonna have to get up on here and do a stream. Okay, because you fool. I can see. Truth is not hidden anymore. We just turn our backs to it. That's what happens. Let's see, brother. Okay, so brother Khalid said, peace, queen. I hear you loud and clear. But can you quit your job and do blockchain banking? Or does it take time for that seed to grow, beloved? That's a great question. That's a beautiful question. Let's get right into it. To answer your question, yes, you can quit your job and do blockchain banking. Absolutely. And then you said, or does it take time for that seed to grow? Well, you have a two-part component to that. So you can, for example, people have savings. They work a job right now. I want to paint the picture of what you're asking. People have a job right now and they have a bank account. Having a job does not interfere with your bank, right? You can have both. It's not like, oh, I have to. No, you can have a job. That's pretty plain. So when you ask, can you quit your job and do blockchain banking? That's what you're asking. You can have a blockchain bank account and have a job. Now, some people have monies, whether it's because of 401ks that they can pull out of, whether they have inheritance, whether they have something where they can have a large sum of money at one time that they can put into the blockchain, and that's going to start shooting them off weekly rewards, right? Meaning somebody can come in and say, well, I got $50,000, I got $100,000. And in one day, they open up a blockchain bank account, put their money to work for them, and they can be earning $6,000 a month. And they could have been, working a job. So if they have capital like that, where they can put savings up like that, well, they could quit today. Oh, in 7 days, I'm going to get $1,500. Oh, in 7 days, I'm going to earn $1,000 in every single week for a year. Oh, and more. So yes. Now, somebody who doesn't have any kind of savings, and maybe you don't have that kind of lump sum to put to work for you, well, you could also start a business with your membership or over here with the blockchain bank and refer people. And every time you refer someone who wants to start their account, you will earn a commission. But that's the beauty of it. It's all connected. It's systematic. So now we are all connecting. Can you imagine having a bank in the center of your neighborhood? That's for the benefit of the neighborhood. So right now there's banks around, but those banks are not benefiting us. We all are coming to a centralized bank. We're using it, whether it's Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, M&T Bank. It doesn't matter what bank it is. We're all going to these different banks. None of the banks are doing anything for us or for our community. So we are individually using banks. But if we are all banking on this one blockchain bank together, well, now that alone connects us, even if we're not referring other people, right? Even if we are not referring other people. I have plenty of customers that I have brought into the blockchain bank who are just saving. They're not even telling anybody else right now, but they are growing their own money. But because I brought them into this, I'm benefiting every time they save their money. So it's a perpetual growth for them and for me simultaneously, systematically. See, that's why when we talk about supporting Black people over here, we talk about doing it in a systematic way, because it's not as effective of if Sister Yatira says, oh, I have $1,000 today, I'm going to go spend it on some Black businesses. Well, we're not connected to a network. So I can go and take $1,000 and go spend it at 10 different Black businesses, but we're not connected. So They all may do something different with it, but it's not like it's circulating. It's not like it's inside of a system, right? But over here, operating on this blockchain and being part of Fart Money Network, we're a network. We're systematic. Everybody that comes in, it strengthens the whole. The whole is growing together simultaneously. As you are growing your savings, we are earning and growing ours as well, right? So again, that was a great question. It brought me to that. But yes, having a bank account doesn't stop you from having a job. Having a job doesn't stop you from having a bank account. But having a blockchain bank account is going to offer you those weekly rewards where you can just grow your monies easy. And so while we're there, we're going to be winding this thing down and wrapping this stream up. Anybody can be an entrepreneur. Anybody can grow their money. Anybody can take these necessary actions to stop being a beggar, an employee of that slave mentality, of this limited little mindset of I can't, I wish I could, but no, you can change all of that. And I do have my information that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. If you are seeing this information from me personally, from my page, that is for you. You text 10K to 813-531-5776, and we will get you set up with your blockchain banking rewards program. Okay. And if somebody else is sharing this video with you, if somebody has sent this link to you, 9 out of 10, they are already part of our network. So don't get with me. You get with them if somebody else is sharing this information with you, because they're already part of the network. Okay. I wanted to see some other comments here because I see we on here lit. Brother Jawan, that's what I'm talking about. I love to see us on here. Sister Rex said, through discipline, obedience, and changing our habits. This is amazing to see the people, that are on here having these kinds of conversations, because y'all, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. I see my husband is on here. He's out with the little ones. Thank you so much, sir. Love you. Brother Jason, thank you again for introducing sis to us. And Brother Katie said, this just makes sense to me. I don't understand why most don't get this concept. So, and again, bro, that's what it's about. It's just about having the conversations, because when we have them, then people can expose the way that they're thinking. And when we expose the way that we're thinking, now we can look at it, we can see it, and get into it, chop it up. The God's got to delegate. We got to sit and have a delegation and have a deliberation and talk about these kinds of things so that we can have new outlooks and consider new things. So I think that's going to wrap up today's stream. Can anyone be an entrepreneur? The answer is emphatically yes. And I really want us to embrace the idea of a new reality. Entertain that thought as you're thinking that there's always going to be a need for somebody to do something. Well, again, the world that we're living in is coming out of the mind of people who have really subjected the whole world to their rule. And so in order to do that, we're back to those wheels, these cycles, these confining realities have been what your mind is. That's why we revert right back to that. Well, no, somebody's going to have to do this to keep this up. Exactly. So if this world does fall, if you come out of it, if you and I come out, then that world is going to fall. And then a whole new reality, because as you're coming out of that and coming over here, now we're building things that we want to build. We're creating realities that we want to create. And we're no longer living in this confined, enslaved reality that keeps the 10% at the top and wealthy and the 85% blind, deaf, and dumb, and the slave upholding the 10%. So get up, get from under them. Naturally, they're going to fall because you're holding them up. And then what's in you? The kingdom of God, this new reality will have to come up and will stand. All right. I am your sister, Yatira Mahdi, the First Lady of Fart Money Network. Thank you all for joining me on this stream. Until next time, Sunday is now, tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. My husband will be going over the program live on Zoom at fardmoney.com. Don't miss it. Tap in, text 10K to 813-531-5776 to join the network today and get back to the person who has shared this information with you. Assalamu alaikum. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You can be an entrepreneur.